Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Sagittarius, please let me see you. Let me see you deeply. I'm going to look deep within you. I'm going to hopefully kind of pull out some things here that not everybody sees, so you can kind of, in a way, feel recognized and seen if you want me to. If you don't want to, you can click off this video right now. So, how are we going to do that, you may ask? Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divinate, and I'm going to pull cards. I'm going to start with, what do we have here? She who emerges, enlightenment, mindfulness, and rising up. That's a nice energy for you for after your pre-shuffle. My L key deck, we're going to use that, and I'm going to use the Book of Shadows Tarot Volume 2. The Hierophant, isn't that funny? I'm only saying that because you're not in my head, so I should probably explain it. When I was shuffling the deck, as I put the deck down, for some reason that card came into my mind, specifically helping somebody at a counter there. So I don't know if that's something that you do or something that's going to happen for you. Someone will be helping you at a counter maybe. I'm going to use this teeny tiny Rider-Waite deck as well. And you have the Three of Pentacles working together to solve a problem. I heard that too, so that's fascinating. Let's see where this goes. We're going to look at a few different areas here. We're going to look at who you really are, at least right now. Who you really, really are. And now we're going to look at the mask you hide behind. But the mask you hide behind is kind of more, it's not, I'm not asking necessarily that it's what you're falsely displaying to people. It's more like is a part of you, but it's mostly what people are picking up on. You know, like they're just picking up on that. It's the most obvious and they're missing out on the real part of you. Then we're going to ask why you hide your true self, how this affects your relationships, advice for you, and outcome if you follow the advice. So let's see, shall we? Let's see. Sagittarius, who you really are. You got it. You got the She Who Emerges. The card that was under the deck after the pre-shuffle. That's crazy. Enlightenment, mindfulness, and rising up. Oh, I love it. I love it because she's holding up what looks like an orchid to me, like a big pink orchid. Water lily, kind of the same sort of thing. Same plant family, I would imagine. Coming up out of some sort of deep contemplative time period here. Feeling enlightened, you know more about yourself and the world around you right now. Practicing perhaps some mindfulness, like calming your mind, being at peace with yourself. It's actually a very gentle, kind of calm energy is what I'm really picking up for you right now. Okay, the mask you're hiding behind. Wow. She who regrets, battle, victory, and bitterness. Maybe you all look kind of bitter on the outside. Doesn't seem like it on the inside. You know, you're coming off as, what would I describe this as? I'm seeing like a piece of fruit, and I don't know what it's called. Is it a jackfruit? Oh, I can't remember. It looks like it's like all like little spiky things. It's round, and it's got all these little spiky things. Is it passion fruit? Kumquat? What is that? I'm getting like all these in my head. I can picture it. I'm not sure what it's called. It's got all these little spiky things on the outside of the husk, and then you open it up and it almost looks like a pearl. Like it just, like it's this beautiful white and glistening and kind of soft and gooey piece of sweet fruit. That's what you are. Is it a kumquat? Is it a jacket? I don't know what it is. I can see it. That's what I feel like this is, you know, like there's something about that. It's really kind of beautiful. Most people might walk by it because it looks a little bit too difficult to deal with, or I don't know how I would deal with that. That's kind of like what people see, because honestly, what people see compared to what, like who you really are and what's really going on are very, very, very opposite. I have had this come out while doing this series of readings, and I can't remember who I think Leo was extremely opposite. You're right on that with them. That's fascinating. So I want to say too, so you know how like maybe you've gone through something in the past And people associate you, or they just kind of, they think your energy is still kind of locked into whatever that past event was. And it was something here that maybe you had to make some tough decisions. There maybe, there's some things that you regretted about those decisions, or at least the time you invested in the experience, or whatever that could be. But there's a sense of victory, battle, and bitterness here. It's almost as if you've moved beyond that now. You're not really connected to that anymore. You're rising above it. You're mindful. So you're kind of calm. You're accepting situations. You're accepting yourself. You're accepting past experiences for what they were, and trying to move beyond it, because they're also both facing completely different directions. You may also be getting over something more quickly than other people think that they would. So they just assume that you're still feeling kind of like bitter, but you're sweet. You are that piece of fruit. I know y'all gonna put that in the comments. You know what I'm thinking about? Like, I don't think it's about, is it about that big? Yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. Why you hide your true self? She who begins, launch, actualize, and potential. I honestly feel like, right? And who you are is emerges. I feel like you don't want nobody to know where you're going and what you're going to do. You really want to leave the past behind. I kind of get this feeling too that, like, I don't want to say that this is for every Sagittarius out there, but at least who I'm reading for, what I'm picking up is the most prominent energy, is that you do have a knack for getting over things quickly, or at least something here. That's what this feels like. And a lot of other people think that you would still be kind of energetically involved in whatever this was. It's something difficult from your past. There might have been a serious disagreement. I think the cat was on my table. There might have been a serious disagreement between you and another, or a group of people. You're really moving beyond that. It's like, and I don't know if you're still letting people assume this, that you're, bitter. You're still prickly, a prickly pear. Maybe it's called a prickly pear. I don't know. How this affects your relationships? She who unfolds, suave, embrace, and self-care. I think the most important relationship for you right now is with you. Self-care. So how this affects your relationships is that you are making yourself a priority right now. You are making yourself a priority. You are perhaps even like licking some wounds after some sort of a difficult time. And that's the priority here. Not trying to get caught up in how other people think you should be reacting to something, or perhaps how other people think you should still feel about some sort of difficult past that you've had here. You're staying in your own lane. That's the other thing I would say too, with keeping the fact that you're mindful, you're rising up, you're emerging, you're beginning, you're launching, you're actualizing, understanding your own potential. In terms of relationships, you are looking after you the most here right now. So that really feels like kind of staying in your own lane too. All right, Sag, advice for you. She who prepares, formulates, strategize, and devise. Interesting. This is almost like we're preparing for whatever this is that you're emerging to or from. So prepare yourself. I don't know what you need to do that, but we'll see where this goes. The outcome, if you follow the advice. She who aches, sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. Whatever this is that you're preparing for, you're doing it on your own. You're going to prepare for something. Create a strategy. But for some reason, you have to do this on your own, right? The outcome, if you follow the advice, is pretty much being on your own here. I kind of feel like if there's someone that you're hoping could help you out with something, I kind of feel like they're not going to. Because there's a sense of sadness and solitude here. Silent withdrawal. Fascinating reading. She who rises up, get out, pearl. Isn't that funny? What did I say that piece of fruit looks like? It looks like a pearl. Empower, uplift, and elevate. You have 3 cards specifically here that basically talk about like emerging, beginning, rising up. They even have like repeats. This she who emerges has rise up, and you have she who rises up, elevate, actualize, launch. You're getting up and doing something here. I'm really curious about the tarot, because why? You're already kind of focusing on yourself here in terms of relationship. You're at least putting yourself as a priority, right now. Now, you're kind of being guided to formulate a strategy here. What that's about, I don't know. If it's about something that is still maybe present from the past, or if it's about some sort of self-actualization, some sort of new beginning for you. But the outcome is what seems like still looking after yourself, still being on your own. But it does have a feeling like there's a reason, though, that even more self-care is needed. She who enfolds, right? Enfolds, that is like kind of pulling in on yourself here. I'm also getting to, just this card, I'm really hearing like nobody really understands me. I'm not understood. So maybe that's some sort of a realization in a process that you're engaged in, like going through for yourself, as well as what you really come to recognize while you're strategizing for something. She who emerges is who you really are, the 5 of Pentacles. So you're on the outside looking in. You are like trying to follow the signs about where you should be going and what you should be doing. We've got 2 little gnomes here trying to get your attention. And they're pointing, right? They're pointing like, don't look that way. Go the other direction. Don't go toward, don't direct your energy towards this, because that's sitting there on the table. You're looking at it, but the gnomes are like, hey, 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 go this way. Go this way. Focus on something for you here. Don't have any regrets as well. That feels like a big one. Don't have any regrets. Because when she stands on the trail and she's looking back, should I have turned down there? Did I go the wrong way at some point down there? You know, like it's trying to think about, but the gnomes are, no, you're going that way. You're going in the right direction. That is the direction of rising up. Behind you is possibly regrets, bitterness. But so, no. Keep going in the right direction. But again, because you are walking in this cold, wintry forest, it does feel like, you know, you could feel on your own here. Because you're being told to keep going in a certain direction here. And that direction may be leading you away from something from the past, but it's not apparent what's in the future for you, like up ahead. But the gnomes are pretty, like, do not go back there. So what is this? The mask you hide behind. The Hermit. Oh. That's quite interesting. Maybe there could be some regret here that you've spent too much time on your own. Now, the way this is playing out for me, okay, this is kind of a simple explanation. Take it on whatever gradient it falls for you. Like maybe it's what I'm about to say plus bigger, or what I'm about to say, it's like at that level, or it's even, you know, a little bit less. Like it's not such a big deal. So, right, like these cards don't really show me the extent or the extreme of these energies. I'm just reading them. But this feels like someone who, let's say, was just coming like out of the holidays. Well, we're still in them for those of us that have kids. But it's okay. So let's say you decided for the first part of vacation, like if you've got kids, you're kind of used to having the 2 weeks there. And for like the first week, you're like, I really just need to kind of come down. I need to relax a little bit. I'm going to spend some time on my own. And maybe there's some stuff, difficult things that you just feel like you need to kind of wash yourself of those experiences. It's just the trauma of, getting all your work done before holidays come, getting all the gifts ready, getting the food, getting like all that's, even just something as simple as that. You take that week, right? You don't make any plans. And then you're feeling like a bit of, you know what? If you've been sitting around for a little while and it feels kind of good if you've needed to do that. And then suddenly at some point you're like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like just this feeling like I can't do this anymore. I need to do something else. But so, right, like the gnomes are telling you, yeah, go in another direction here. But then it's almost like everyone that you try to connect with, everyone, like, try to formulate a plan here. Try to meet up with some friends or do something with a friend. Nobody's available because everybody made plans. So it's almost like this, now you do find yourself still isolated. Because people see that. People see this hermit energy, like somebody who's really in on themselves here. But then it's almost like you did that too long and you missed the boat. At least you feel like you missed the boat. I don't really feel like we ever missed the boat because it's our life and we're meant to really kind of govern it the way that we want to. There are choices. But there is, right? Because in the future, I see this kind of hermit energy, but it's sort of like, well, this doesn't feel good now. This is not what I wanted to do. So that's the best way I can describe as the cards that I have so far right now. It's sort of like that kind of scenario. And again, like maybe it's something similar but more extreme for you. And you just feel like, well, I haven't talked to my family in a while and I feel like I want to talk to them and now nobody's available or now I'm alone. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny because you got that hermit right now. I'm honestly seeing this part, the silent withdrawal. So why you hide your true self though? You're launching, actualizing. Your potential is beginning. But again, there's that feeling of, I don't know, not being understood. The Six of Wands. You're climbing towards your success. You really are. But there's almost like a heaviness that sits behind you. Something from the past. You're working on your success here. You're about to achieve it. You're climbing a bit of a mountain. How this affects your relationships. I see like the Emperor. That's different. I feel like... Now this is actually, the way this is coming out, this feels a little bit more like, like I described, like if you've got like a high intensity job or it's just been really, really busy running up to vacation time or something like that. And yeah, or it doesn't even have to be like weeks. This could even be like it's a Friday night and it's been like an intense week for you. And you know what? I'm just putting the phone off the hook. I guess people don't do that anymore. I just turn it on airplane mode or whatever people do. And I'm going to have a bath. I'm just going to relax. And it's almost like you end up making yourself feel refreshed faster than you imagined. And so you go back to your phone a couple hours later into Friday evening. And there's a couple messages from some friends. You're like, oh man, I wanted to get together with them for the longest time. And they just said, yeah, give us a call. We're going to go out tonight. We don't know where we're going. But yeah, we'd love for you to come. But it's honestly, to goodness, it feels like you missed a phone call or something, Sagittarius. Is the only way I could describe that. And because self-care. So you find that, well, I guess I'm looking after myself tonight. You try calling them back and you're not getting any answer. So I don't know, wherever they are, there's too much noise. They don't hear it. You don't know where they went. Because they were still in the process of making plans. But you end up here, feeling like out in the cold. The advice for you is to formulate and strategize. The Five of Cups. I kind of had a feeling. this is a little bit like feeling shitty for yourself. Don't sit around and feel sad. But I see you doing that. So maybe you need to. Sometimes we need pity parties. So I don't know. It feels like you're going to have a bit of a pity party, Sagittarius. I'm not going to lie. Because you just come out of the bathtub and you can't get a hold of anybody now. And you're there eating pizza by yourself. But the universe is telling you, come on, strategize. Make a plan here. I just feel a little bit like feeling sorry for yourself. It's okay. So, outcome if you follow the advice. The Page of Swords. And right, this is aching, sadness, solitude, silent withdrawal. I don't know. This really feels like you missed the boat or a phone call. You missed something. Because now I feel with the Page of Swords, that's like, watching other people do things, observing the outside world and taking it all in. What the hell? Come on, Sagittarius. What happened? What, the sun is at the bottom. That's interesting. With the sun at the bottom, I hope some of y'all are straight here. Some of when readings go like this, people are like, I don't want to hear anymore, Cindy. I'm cutting out after the first 10 minutes. With the sun at the bottom, it really feels like, okay, when, like what I've described, and it feels like you got the short end of the stick. It feels like you missed an opportunity. It feels like everyone else has got good things going on but me. What's happening? Like it feels like that. But with the sun at the bottom and she who rises up, empowerment, elevate, and uplift, it's like, you just wait. You just wait because you're going to end up with something that's even better. I know, right? Than what seems like it seems like you're getting the short end of the stick. If this is life in a bigger scale, this is almost could be someone, if you had goals, let's say your goal was by a certain age, you wanted to find the right person, you wanted to get married, or you wanted to have kids, or you just wanted to have a certain level in your career, and, but you're finding like everyone around you is getting that goal, but you're not. And it's just like, come on, me. But then it's almost like, maybe this is a little bit like late bloomer energy too, I would say. Maybe a little bit of late bloomer. Because with those two underlying cards, it honestly feels like you're going to end up with so much more. But you just can't see it right now. You can't. It's like, this sucks. So I'm going to keep digging into this festering wound. See what else I can pull out. The other thing I'm picking up here too is if there's some really difficult things you've been through in the past and you've really like focused on self, that's obvious here too with the self-care and the Emperor, like you're being your own biggest leader here. You're taking real control and responsibility for your life. Oh, I had a little bit of wax, sorry. You are kind of coming out of that stage. I feel like people come out of stages energetically and emotionally and even intellectually before other people observe it, right? And then the action starts following that energy. And I see that here. It's like your energy is coming out of that stage, but you're not coming into the sunshine right away. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to lie. So who you really are, you're emerging. The Five of Pentacles. Well, the Ace of Pentacles. See, there's an opportunity. You have an opportunity coming. I know. It might not feel like it. What's going on, Larry? I know you were going to have to wait till I'm done. Larry wants to go back outside. He's getting really good with using his voice to like really baby sounds. He's really perfected it. So, the mask you're hiding behind regrets the Hermit. See, this just feels like spending too much time on your own. Did I do a reading for you like that? Oh, Jesus, you guys had extended vacation. last week. What you have before that? Is it on here? No, I don't have that. I just have last week. Extended vacation. But you're not down. The 9 of Swords is coming out with the Hermit and the regrets and the bitterness. But this is what people see. It's not necessarily what you are. I kind of feel like it's a stage you've come out of, you know, like getting your thoughts together, getting your head wrapped around your own situation. Because you are rising up. Okay. Why you hide your true self? Potential for success. Oh, the Six of Cups. Okay, this just feels like kind of protecting some sort of very important dream or desire here. A success that really it's driven by your soul. Could be a childhood dream even, something like that. It could be protecting yourself from someone from the past as well. How does this affect your relationships? Self-care. The Emperor. The Queen of Cups and the Hermit. Well, there you go. Wow, all your love is for you. All your love is for you. You've been giving to yourself here. Little things on my cards. You've been giving to yourself. Your love has been basically just directed inwardly. And then it feels like we're wanting to go and like participate somehow. But the opportunity is not there right now. You know, it even reminds me of like a little kid maybe, you know, saying all day, I can hardly wait to go to the park, Mommy. I can hardly wait to go to the park and play with Tommy and Jane and whoever. It's like, okay, yeah, we're going to go after lunch. And then you have your lunch and you're fall asleep. And you sleep right through the kind of allotted time that you were going to go to the park and play. And you wake up or you're, you know, and maybe you were really sick for a little while. You're over that now, but the parent is thinking, you know, just let them sleep. They need to just sleep. That would do them good. You wake up. I'm going to go to the park now. Oh, honey, it's too late. Everybody's gone home. There's nobody at the park. Sagittarius. I'm sorry. I can't. This is what I've seen. Advice for you. Formulate, strategize. Don't sit in the doldrums. Don't eat pizza by yourself. Don't do that. Formulate, strategize. Yeah, this energy can't stay like, look at the sun. The sun. Keep thinking about the future. Keep thinking about the next play date. Yeah, you got the sun here twice. It's trying to peek behind the clouds. It just feels like it's a bit of a longer path in the icy cold forest. That's what it feels like. It's like a longer path that you have here in this icy cold forest. And the outcome, if you follow the advice, is she who aches, the Page of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. Well, that is finding yourself under the Five of Swords and the King of Swords. What is that? Wow. Okay, now it feels like you're better off on your own. Because this is almost like, this is an argument or something that needs to be resolved. A disagreement that needs to be resolved. And so here you are, kind of waiting on your own and looking after yourself. But it almost feels like just doing that for so long that you'd like to be able to even look after someone else, you know. Like just do something for someone. Something for anybody. She who rises up, empower, uplift, and elevate. Queen of Swords and a Chariot. Well, that is having a direction, a solid, straight direction that you can see. With the sun. The sun is at the bottom. Keep thinking about that. Keep strategizing towards the sun. Try not to get too focused on feeling, you know, I want to say a little bit depressed. The Sun. The Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Man, truth path, Sagittarius. You really do have the longest path in the woods. I can't tell. I just pull the cards. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Why not, right? Sure. I mean, we got everything else here. Let's run the Devil, too. The Devil at the bottom. You know what? You do nice things for yourself. But it feels like you want to do more than that. Really feels like you want to do more than that. I'm going to go do the extended, Sagittarius. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to see how to improve your relationships. Maybe let's just talk about the relationship you have with you. What your deeper self would tell you about the mask that you wear. And then how to release your true potential. That's what I'm going to do, my friends. So I guess extended vacation is too long now. I think it's too long. But, you know, everything, all things, this too shall pass. That's what I'm trying to say. This too shall pass. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.